So, you've probably heard the phrase, when life hands you lemons, make lemonade, right? And it's interesting because all of us have had, and if you haven't, you're gonna have something in a season in your life where life gives you something, like I said to Kim, that you don't order off the menu. My mom, breast cancer survivor, my mother-in-law had a non-cancerous brain tumor that she ended up having to have 3 brain surgeries for because they got the tumor out and then they left something in there and there was an infection and it took a major part of her life away. And the crazy part is you meet people like Kim, or for me, meeting my mom, having my mom in my life and my mother-in-law is, you meet people who they really do that, right? Life gives them lemons and they make lemonade out of it. And they're sweeter afterwards. They're more full of life. And that spills over and refreshes people around them, kind of like a nice tall glass of lemonade. Then there's other people you meet that they get dealt the same lemons, but you meet them during or after the process, and they don't make lemonades, they just become lemons. And they're bitter. They're bitter on the outside and they're sour on the inside. And they're not refreshing to anyone, and not even themselves. So they get the same thing, they both get the same fruit, but one of them creates something refreshing out of something terrible, and another person just becomes bitter and sour. And Jesus had some insight into that, like he tends to about humans, maybe because he made us. And there's a little piece of wisdom he said in Matthew 12. He said, make a tree good and its fruit will be good, or make a tree bad and its fruit will be bad. For a tree is recognized by its fruit. And how do you make a tree good? It's something that happens beneath the surface. It's this things that happens internally in the tree and beneath the surface where its roots are. And so you can't make a tree just have good fruit on it. It has to come from something within. And so here's my observation, my thought for the night for you, is life's going to give us all lemons. And some of us are going to turn those lemons into a refreshing offering of lemonade to the world. And some of us are going to become bad fruit. We're going to become bitter. We're going to become sour. And the difference of that is what's beneath the surface. What's your character, the stuff that no one sees. Because when life gets difficult, it squeezes in on you, what's inside comes out. And last week I talked about this, and that's just kind of a creative way to talk about character and what your character is. And the 3 building blocks to character are humility, gratitude, and faithfulness. Last week I talked about humility. Humility is an amazing thing. It's from the Latin word humus, which means earth or dirt. So that phrase, when he says, hey, why don't you come down to earth? It means humble yourself, actually, literally, to realize that you're actually dirt. And if you subscribe to the biblical understanding of how we got here, that's what we are, right? God took dust of the ground and then breathed his life into us. So it's coming down to earth or humbling yourself, realizing, hey, you know what? I'm dirt. And anything good in my life is actually just by the grace of God. And the cool thing about humility is it's one of the only character traits that God actually tells us that we have to do for ourselves. All the rest of them he helps us with. But that first step of character development is realizing that there's a God and you're not it. Humbling yourself. And the cool thing is that when you humble yourself, he gives you grace. And when you get grace, what you can begin to do is the next building block of character that allows you to take lemons and make lemonade is gratitude. And gratitude is a really simple thing. I've got 3 kids. They're 8, 6. Tomorrow, my son Ty turns 6 and 2. And one of the first things you teach kids is say please and thank you, to be grateful. And, it's amazing. One of the things I think you notice about people that can tend to make lemons into lemonade or just turn into lemons is that some people realize they're humble. They're just glad to have another day of life. And so they're just glad to have some fruit. Whereas some other people are just really pissed off that they didn't get a watermelon. And the deal is this, you don't get to choose the fruit you get in life. It gets given to you. But when you wake up and you say, hey, you know what, at least I've got some fruit. What am I going to do with this? Well, you know what? It's lemons, but I can make lemonade out of this. Like Kim said, you got to find the silver lining. And when you can get up every day and find the simplest thing to be grateful for, like here's a couple simple things. How many of you woke up this morning and thought to yourself, glad I can see? Hey God, thanks for taste buds. Realize how awesome taste buds are? Like, just imagine if all you ate tonight, it looked really awesome, but it all tastes like cardboard. That would be sad. Like, thanks for taste buds. Hey, thanks for music, God. Thanks for clouds. Thanks for the breeze. Thanks for colors. Thanks for windshield wipers. Aren't those nice? You know what I'm saying? I mean, whatever it is, go as basic as you can, because if you're in a season of life right now where you just have a big pile of lemons in your life and things really do suck, you have a choice to make. You got a choice to wake up every day and feel arrogantly pissed off that the world didn't give you what you wanted or think you deserve. Or you can wake up and humble yourself and be grateful for whatever you have. And no matter what God gives you, or whatever life deals out, whether it's a great bouquet of the greatest citrus you've ever seen, or just a bunch of lemons, at the end of that process, your character can become someone that stays refreshing and life-giving to people around you. And I think in the depths of our soul, that's the kind of people that we all want to become. So ladies and gents, that's your thought for the day here at Pub Theology. If you have a thought you want to share with us, text your questions in 317-550-5070.